A lot of people that talk about meditation talk about returning to this childlike state, this childlike place of freedom, enjoyment. And when you think about kids, they'll play cowboys and Indians. They'll play, the doctor and the sick patient. And so they can be anything and there's no judgment there. They have all this imagination. They have all this unlimited energy. And so that's, in some ways, meditation is returning to that just place of freedom. And so I'm going to tell you a story about where the monkey mind comes from. And this was back in 4th grade for me. And this is the day that I became shy. And so back in 4th grade, I was at a new school and I had just started realizing that there were girls. And there was this one girl in the class that I just had this massive crush on. And so, I kind of seen what other people did about girls. They wrote them notes or, that kind of stuff. So I had the idea, well, I'll write this girl a note and I'll include some kind of lollipop or something with it and leave it on her desk at recess. And so I did that. And was kind of, nervously excited, waiting for her to come in. And, in my mind, she was going to find the note and just be like, oh, I love you too. And it's going to be this amazing story. Instead, one of the guys in the class comes in and he finds the note and he reads it and then goes, oh, and reads it out loud to the whole class and makes this big production of, ha ha ha, look at Chris. He likes so-and-so and goes through this whole thing. And so in that moment, I had a choice. I could have totally embraced the moment and been like, yes, I am the biggest dork. I like this girl. Yes, so what? This is who I am. Instead of doing that, instead of embracing the moment and letting it flow through me, I said no. And I just rejected the moment and said, well, guys are jerks and girls just don't understand me. And so by resisting that moment, by rejecting it, I separated myself from the moment. So before, in that childlike state, we're one with everything. And then there's moments in our life where we reject things and create separation. And so when I created that separation, I also created this judgment on guys. Guys are jerks. Girls don't understand me. And so with that now layer that I put on reality, that label of guys and jerks, then I became a shy person because, why would I talk to guys? Because they're all jerks. And, how am I going to talk to girls? Because they don't understand me. And this new reality, this reality in which I am now separate from, when you pull yourself out of, that innocence and joy of childhood, and then you sort of step out of the richness of that experience of life and go into a now much duller reality, then you're going to feel that. You're going to notice that. You're going to notice that something is wrong. And so in order to distract you from feeling that and noticing that something's wrong, suddenly this little voice appears and it says, oh, well, guys are jerks and girls, blah, blah, blah. And it starts talking to you. And so that's sort of where this monkey mind comes from. If something wasn't talking to you, distracting you, then you would feel that there is something wrong and you would feel that there is something in your experience that you have been resisting. And so a lot of times when people start meditating and they let that mind get quiet, suddenly there's these feelings that they don't like that start coming up. And those are those resisted experiences, those resisted moments, those things that we've tried to separate ourselves from. When you quiet the mind and turn off the distractions, those come up and they want you to feel them. And they want you to feel them and just let them flow through you. And so that's ultimately the work that there is to do in meditation, is to simply feel what's in your space. Become present with whatever feelings, whatever sensations are there. So the process of meditation, sometimes you may cry. And if that happens, go with that. Be glad for that. Because every time one of those things comes up and you feel it, and then you let it go, and usually that process takes maybe 15 to 17 seconds where you have to go through one of those big emotional things. But then when you let that go, all of that childhood freedom and innocence is what is waiting for you on the other side of that. And so those sudden emotional uncomfortablenesses that the mind kind of judges, those are gold for you. When you meditate and you find those are just the golden moments, because when you release that, you're becoming a kid again.